All right, so you all, what I'm going to talk about today is how my AI agent replaces $500 a month in SaaS tools. I know if everybody saw the apocalypse that happened with SaaS last week on the stock market, it's real, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it myself with my own tool that I made myself. So for this video, I'm going to show you how I built a one-person AI agency using Kiyomi and why I ditched OpenClaw for good. OpenClaw is a great product, but you see the trend going around, RIP OpenClaw. We're going to get into what I did as a replacement. So let me go ahead and go to the next slide. See, the average creator's SaaS stack cost around $487 a month. You can just say $500 because this is what they usually have. They got the $100 a month social media scheduler. They got the SEO tool that's at minimum $80. They got the email marketing that's about $50. They got their video editing tool. I know about this, like Descript, $35 up to $60. Everybody's doing subscriptions, so you're paying this stuff per month. They got the CRM tool, that's your Salesforce, things like that. That's about $100 a month if you want anything any good, go high level stuff like that. And let me go back. And then they got their miscellaneous tools that can range from whatever cost, maybe about $100, something like that. And the problem is you still do most of the work yourself. That's why something like OpenClaw is just so popular, along with all the mainstream coding tools, like you got your Claude, you got your Geminis, you got your OpenAIs. No, Codex is kind of solid, okay? I'm not even going to lie about that because I'm thinking about making another AI agency with just Codex. But anyway, so that's what your average creator is doing with all the things that they got. Now, this is what I use instead, okay? I got 2 Mac Minis and I got Claude. Now, again, the reason why I even have a setup like this, quick story, is I watched Alex Finn's video one day. I was just like, I think me and my wife had just finished watching a movie in the afternoon or something. So I threw on YouTube, saw Alex Finn. He was raving about Claude Bot. He had went out, he had bought the Mac Mini, and he was talking about just how groundbreaking it was. Right before that, about maybe a week or two before that, I had started to get into Claude Code and started learning a lot. So as soon as I saw that video, it made me a believer. I went on, picked up a Mac Mini that night, and that's where Brock was born. And I was amazed, but I learned. And let me tell you what my current setup is now. So I got my Mac Mini. I still have Brock. He is in charge of product infrastructure. He builds tools. He deploys the Vercel. He handles Stripe for me. And then, and this is kind of my journey that I went on with Claude Bot, now OpenClaw, was after a few days with Brock, I became a believer. So I said, okay, what can I do with this to make it big, like to make it really work for me? And I thought, okay, let me build an agency. Let me have these assistants that I have with Brock. Let me have him have a sister or a coworker, whatever you want to call it, and then they figure out ways to, help me run a one-man startup. So I got that idea. I went and bought another Mac Mini. At this time, I'm still on OpenClaw, and I set up Ariana. So she's on the Mac Mini too. She's my complete marketing manager. Everything that you see here, including this slide deck right here, was made by her. She handles my YouTube, my Twitter, my analytics, competitor tracking, content creation. She runs 24/7, just like how Brock runs 24/7. And they're only about, now my setup is a little bit more, but you could have a setup like this for just $20 a month and the Claude API, and that's it. So now the question is, okay, Richard, how can I have something like this for just $20 a month and just running on Claude? Because I'm going to get into some problems with OpenClaw and just some things, So this is my setup now because, as I told you, I started out with OpenClaw, but I moved to my own system that I made, Kiyomi. And let me show you just side by side what OpenClaw has, what Kiyomi has, where they compare, okay? Because both can do the same things, but the difference is how you get there. So Kiyomi is pre-built for marketing and content. Anybody who's bought Kiyomi knows Then in the setup for her, you instantly see, okay, well, what do you want her to do? And it gives you a list. You know, do you want her to be for marketing? Do you want her to be for content? Do you want her to be a lawyer? Do you want her to be a doctor? Comes already pre-built. She works out of the box. There's no setup. For those of you who have set up OpenClaw, you know how scary it is, because first it asks you that question about risk, and you can't toggle back and forth to say yes or no. It just sticks on no. And then after that, you have to be like, dude, you got to be up with your developing knowledge. You know, you got to be pretty technical to set it up right. And then afterwards, you're still working with it. Well, Kiyomi works out of the box. There's no setup. It's an easy install. She's got a free tier with Gemini. She is notarized by Apple. There's no workarounds. By the way, I just released a Windows version for all of you all who want it on Windows. I had a couple of requests. Just released the Windows version, tested it out. It works great. If you have any bugs, let me know. The only thing with the Windows version for right now, and I'm working on it, is that when you first download it, it is going to be like, ooh, this is scary. You know, this is what happens with new applications. So I'm working on that. I'll release an updated version later on where everything works smoothly. But for right now, you just click around a couple of things. I got the setup guide right there when you download it so that you'll know how to just go ahead and get through it and have Kiyomi right there on your Windows machine. And she's fire. She's got curated skills. They're vetted. No malware. Okay, this was one of the biggest reasons why I left OpenClaw, because no matter what they do, they are open to malware. You see how popular it is on X. You see how many people are, making wrappers for it and doing all these things. Well, you are leaving yourself open to some serious damage being done by some malicious bad actors. They see how popular it is, and it's open source. It's free. So all the code, everything is right there for you to get. And that causes a lot of problems. Well, Kiyomi doesn't have those. And she is built for non-developers. Now, let me go over what OpenClaw has. OpenClaw is powerful. It can do anything with MCPs. It requires technical setup for each skill. If you know how many times you got to how many times you got to go through OpenClaw and set things up for yourself. Like when there's a whole Twitter community of get OpenClaw to have better memory, get OpenClaw to be able to do its heartbeats right so that you're not paying too much, get OpenClaw to do this. It's a flawed product. And see where people are susceptible at, and I want you to listen, is that when you see something like, oh yeah, I wanted to have more memory. Well, a bad actor knows, yeah, I'm going to plant a virus right in here that's going to steal all your information and give me control of your computer because you're desperate to have OpenClaw stop having you pay them $1,000 API fees a month. Trust me, I know. So OpenClaw, benefit of it, huge ecosystem, over 3,000 skills, probably way more by the time this video goes up. But here's the problem, and this was just the stats I found so far, okay? Over 341 malicious skills on Claude Hub. 30,000 plus exposed instances on the internet. You had all these people who were rushing to Moltbook and stuff to put their OpenClaw agents on. Man, this stuff is a trap. And you got to think, what are you actually trying to do? Are you actually trying to do something productive? Or are you trying to build your AI agent to have it go on a social media account that is really a hacker thing and actually people are putting the post and fooling folks into thinking that AI has achieved consciousness and all? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm trying to get some work done. So we don't need this. And then one-click RCE vulnerability, they say it's patched. Okay, but does that stop somebody from making an advanced version that can still get in the machine? Don't have to worry about that with Kiyomi. Here's the point. OpenClaw is powerful, but power without security is a liability. And most people don't have the time to build everything from scratch. I had the time. But what I did with that time was I said, let me build something that people can use safely. That's Kiyomi. So this is what my agent does every day. And mind you, like I said, I'm working off Kiyomi. I'm not working off OpenClaw. Does a skill scan, 3 a.m. in the morning, hunts for new tools and capabilities. Does morning prep for me. She reads memory, checks X trends, competitor intel, because I got some competitors out here. I mean, this is for real. You know, I'm not the only one who thought of this, but I got the best thing going, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. Gives me a morning brief at 8:30, sends me my priorities for the day, handles my YouTube analytics at 9, pulls my stats, gives me topics, gave me this topic that I'm doing right now, gives me an afternoon brief, evening insights, and does overnight research, and also makes me digital products overnight. Let me get into what Kiyomi did for me last night, all right? In particular, when I passed work to Ariana. So while I was sleeping last night, and this is for real, my agent built and deployed 3 fully functional web apps that I will leave in the description that you can go to right now and use. ScriptForge AI. It's a YouTube script generator. Put a topic in. You get your chapters, SEO tags. You see it right here. Nicely built. It gives you the directions. Tells you the pricing. You know, you go in here, you generate your first script, you put all your information in, and then you go. Here's another one that it built. Cold Copy AI. It's email writer. You can paste a draft, get 3 polished versions with subject lines. Look at this. Real nice setup. Same thing. This was built overnight, man. Y'all, I was sleeping, but this thing can make me some money while I sleep, and it's a great product. That's the thing. See, when I had OpenClaw working for me, OpenClaw does so much. It's so out here that you would ask it to do something and it'd say, all right, well, I'm going to put an agent on that. And then you find out the agent is a lesser version of Sonnet. Or I'm going to put an agent on this and it gives you the Gemini, but it gives you the free tier of Gemini, you know, even though you got your API key. Oh, I'm going to use Codex, but it uses Codex 4.0 instead of 5.3, 5.2. So I would get these products back and they wouldn't work right. I tried to start building Kiyomi when I had OpenClaw. It didn't work. I had to go use my Claude CLI to build Kiyomi to make sure she works right. So there's just some flaws in being available to everybody with everything. Pagecraft AI, landing page generator. You know, look at this. You can generate landing pages and copy in 30 seconds. This stuff has real value that I am really going to put out. I'm going to leave the links in the description. I'm going to put it on rmdwllc.com, and you can actually go and use these things. Like, this stuff is for real. This is gold right here. And so all live, all tested, all deployed to Vercel. I didn't do anything. I was asleep. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give this prompt to Ariana. I'm going to put her right on screen, and I'm going to show you her process. And mind you, she is working off of Kiyomi and not OpenClaw. All right? So we're going to put her to the test. We're going to do this live. It's on camera. I'm not going to cut it. I am not going to cut it. Let me go back and make sure I copy and paste this right. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to cut is when I open up my Telegram. Let me go here. And just go on Telegram for everybody to see. All right, so we're here. We're going to paste that prompt. You see it. You see her working. This was some of the stuff we were working on earlier today. I'm going to have to blank some of this stuff out because it's got some information on it that doesn't need to be seen, doesn't need to be given away. But you see Ariana typing. You see her working. So she said, she was the one who told me, hey, Richard, I want to build something in public so that these people believe, okay? Because we're going to show them the power of Kiyomi. So, you know, I said, all right, don't you think that's a little risky? I mean, because if we're live on camera and something goes wrong, you know, and she was just insistent on it. And it's funny because, you know, yeah, this is an AI, but I want to emphasize this too. Brock and Ariana were made when I was using OpenClaw. But Brock and Ariana were still able to be ported over with their same personalities and everything right onto Kiyomi. And they kept working flawlessly as they worked on Kiyomi. I'm dead serious with you when I say I have no OpenClaw at all on my computer. Everything works through Kiyomi. Everything goes through her. The same sort of agent flow, the same agency. but I get better quality. It's local to my machine. I still get 24/7, operations. And I'm not worried about, oh man, there's some malicious skill that I got. There's something that I can't check out, because everything works the way it's supposed to. Everything works cleanly. Right here, you see Ariana typing. She's building. And I'm not doing nothing. I'm talking to y'all. We're doing it live. Because when I told Ariana about this idea to make this video for me, and this shows you like the knowledge, and you can get the same thing with OpenClaw, but are the risks really needed? Because again, I go back to, what are you really working for? But, she said, no, we need to show them. We really need to show them the power. So, hey, she says that this is done. All right, we're going to click. We're going to open it up. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Eccles AI. It works for you. 3 ways we transform your business: AI automation, custom agents, AI automation, custom agents, AI consulting, trusted by founders who build. Got some testimonials on here for some people who've already worked with me. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is not OpenClaw. It's not OpenClaw, you guys. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I just did it live. So to end this video, you can try it yourself. KiyomiBot.ai. There's a free tier. There's no credit card. You can start building with AI agents today. You can subscribe right here on YouTube for weekly building public videos. If you want me to show you more of them just building like I did in this video, let me know. And, I'll say this again. No OpenClaw, okay? I built this myself. You can check out the website. I've shown you the website in enough videos. Prices are good. One hint I will give, though, if you really want it to work best, if you really want Kiyomi to work best for you, hey, you need to pick Claude, okay? Pick Claude to work with her. But hey, that's all I got for today. I mean, you see it right in front of you, all right? So hey, y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.